When that summer sun turns up the heat, your garden doesn't have to suffer. With the right selection of heat-tolerant plants, your flower beds and your pots, they can keep their cool. Brian Lloyd from Olson's Greenhouse is here today with smart plant picks for building a garden that thrives, not just survives, in the heat. Good to see you. We're all sweating. Not now. We're cool and collected.
It's great to see you, Brooke.
It's good to see you in studio, but outside it is cooking, and we have had a pretty hot summer so far.
We have, and these plants, though, just love it. They crave the heat.
How is the heat, though, affecting everyday gardens if we aren't careful and cautious and thoughtful about what we put in?
You know, things that did great in the spring, like pansies and even petunias, they don't love extreme heat, and so they kind of wimp out this time of year.
Yeah.
They don't look as great. They might still put out some blooms, but their foliage looks kind of bad. You got to make sure you're watering them a lot more often just to keep them looking at a standard. And so these are plants that we'll talk about today that actually love the heat. They'll thrive, they'll fill in, they'll have all the foliage we want and the blooms that we want just because of the heat.
And is this remember for next season sort of a list, or could I plant these now and enjoy these?
You can still totally plant these now and enjoy them. In fact, the summer season is just still getting going. These will bloom until the first frost, which can happen in October or even November. So we've got several months here of enjoyment. That's sometimes longer than our spring season.
True.
So this is a great time to garden.
We've got a runway, so it's worth the investment and the time. Let's start with your list of perennials.
Yeah.
What are your favorites?
So remember, a reminder, perennials come back year after year.
I need
And
that
so all these will continue to come back. And we're going to start off with Gaillardia, or blanket flowers, it's commonly called.
Point it out for us.
Right here up in the front.
Okay.
It comes in oranges and reds.
Oh, yeah.
And yellows. And these are 3 different varieties that all have different patterns and different textures. But I love this newer variety is kind of a trumpet flower. So every petal kind of splays out in a trumpet. That flower actually lasts a little bit longer. Gaillardia already blooms for a long period of time throughout the summer. Most perennials do not bloom for very long. So we love Gaillardia because it does bloom for a long time.
Yeah.
And even some of these varieties, when the blooms are spent, you can see the pom-poms there from the seed pod that still has some interest.
They're cute.
But we love Gaillardia for a lot of different reasons.
Well,
and these are different varieties.
To your point about the extension and the shelf life, those colors will work really well with the autumnal season too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll totally go and transition us from summer to fall. And then same thing with Coreopsis. It comes in yellows and reds. These are a couple different varieties, these 2 yellow ones. The one on the left is a single flower that has the dark maroon center. You can play off other flowers with that. And
is this
Coreopsis
the same kind?
blooms. Yeah, and it's also Coreopsis. They're called tick seed, which is kind of a dumb common name, but so we always call them by the botanical name Coreopsis. But there's a lot of different varieties out there.
Don't call them by the dumb street name.
Tick seed.
I like the fluffiness of this flower. Like, it's a good filler and also a good visual texture.
And Coreopsis is one of the longest blooming perennials.
Okay, lot to love.
One of the Echinacea is next, and this is, the common name is purple coneflower, but now they're breeding so many different colors. I brought 2 different red colors today.
And who uses dumb street names like purple coneflower?
Yeah, Echinacea, and we all know Echinacea because of the medicinal use of it.
Yeah.
But Echinacea is native to the Midwestern U.S., and so it does great in all types of soils, which means it does great in Utah. We have this clay soil. So if you're struggling with different varieties of perennials, Echinacea is the way to go. And I love these red flowers, especially this new double scoop.
Okay.
It's a double flower Echinacea. The flowers last a lot longer than any of the single flower ones, and so this will do great from now. It started blooming actually a month ago. It'll do great from June until November.
I love that favorite that you brought today, I think, for sure. Okay, any more?
Next we have Shasta daisies. This is Leucanthemum, but I like the common name better on this one.
What, really?
So Shasta daisy. It reminds me of Mount Shasta.
Cute.
And these come in normally whites. There is a yellow variety out there as well. It's kind of a pale yellow.
Yeah.
But a lot of different heights on the breeding on these. But this is one variety that's kind of a medium height, but these do great in planters. They do great in beds.
I've seen some of these that are smaller and mounded and some that really fill out and spread. Does it just depend on?
It totally depends on the variety. There's varieties that get 3 to 4 feet tall and spread. There's varieties that are more compact, like this one is only 2 feet tall or less.
My neighbor has a huge one. We'll call them the Joneses because I envy. I want it. It's so pretty. It's so happy.
Exactly.
Okay.
And one thing with perennials is you want to shop through them throughout the seasons, because we usually only ship them when they're blooming. And so if you only shop in the spring, you're missing out on a whole bunch of stuff that just arrives in the garden center in the summer.
Okay.
The last perennial I've got today is garden phlox. And this is not to be confused with the early spring creeping phlox. Just as intense of a color, but more upright. In fact, super upright, not spreading. But I love garden phlox, mostly for the texture of the petals and things like that. And it kind of sways in the wind too when we get windy days. So I love this for a lot of different reasons.
We're going to get to annuals really quickly. Any maintenance tips for this in terms of pruning or watering? Yeah,
all perennials will bloom more if they're deadheaded. In fact, most will.
Okay.
And so we want to come in and deadhead if we've got time. It'll encourage more blooms to come behind the ones that are fading.
All right, Mr. Lloyd, annuals, what do you got?
Yeah, on annuals, we'll start with zinnias, or excuse me, celosia. This one right here.
Fun.
Just kind of I mean, to me, July is a patriotic month. It screams fireworks, and celosia screams fireworks.
Hello, Dr. Seuss.
It's got a huge display of these plumes, they're called.
Okay.
They come in mainly reds and yellows, like I have here. The common name is coxcomb, but there are kind of more coxcomb-looking varieties, if you've ever heard that or seen that flower. But these are the upright varieties, and you can buy them, and they just love the heat. They thrive, and they're also water-wise. They don't take a lot of water.
I love that limey yellow. Let's press through a few more quickly.
So the next is portulaca, and this one's not blooming a ton right now because we're not outside, but when it is outside in the light, the blooms close up in the dark. And it's also gotten too much water. This is a succulent, so it needs very little water to put on a ton of color. I love this for the amount of color that it gets.
Okay.
And then lantana. My favorite thing about lantana, besides being drought tolerant and heat tolerant, my favorite thing is it attracts pollinators, especially butterflies. They love to stick their beaks down into the flowers. It's got kind of a long flower you can't see here, but they are super attractant to the pollinators. It's super pretty, and some varieties are super fragrant. Others are not. This one is not, but you can find varieties that smell really good.
Give us one more.
And then zinnias are my, I don't have the zinnias. Let's talk about the vinca. Vinca is my absolute favorite
I
annual.
know you love your vinca.
Tons of color all summer long, and the glossy leaves give that tropical look. If you're looking for heat tolerant, vinca's the way to go.
And sunflowers.
And sunflowers.
All right, always works. Brian, thank you so much. These plants still available to purchase. Where can we see them throughout the summer?
Yeah, at Home Depot and Walmart, and then you can find more information about gardening with heat tolerant and other gardening at Dig in the Yard on YouTube.
Dig in the Yard, our favorite gardening YouTube show, so be sure to check it out. We'll link you over. Thank you again. Really fun to see, and nice to know that there are some heat tolerant options.